In our culture, we say furniture holds stories. But no piece has held my story like the humble couch. My mom is in the audience. Hi, mom. For some of you, I see mamas, I see African queens here. You remember the kind of couches that our mothers would need covers for. The humble couch. The couch that has sagging cushions, stubborn coffee stains, and sometimes even secrets whispered into their fabric. Today, I want to talk to you about the different couches that have taught me resilience, rebellion, and the radical power of starting over. Now, I want you to picture this. A 7-year-old, knees tucked under, sitting on a couch so old it literally groaned. My father often having his voice filling the whole house. My mother lying on his chest, sometimes laughing so hard or smiling so wide. My father telling us stories of our ancestors, stories of loss, stories of love, stories that are our own. That couch showed me everything I learned about love. For me, that couch was love. It was warm. It was unshakable. It was eternal. It taught me everything I knew about friendship, about relationships. It taught me everything I knew about marriage, about parenting, about communication, about pretty much all that I had to learn. That couch is also where I saw gender roles seamlessly exchanged. My mom as the breadwinner. You see, when we were growing up, my father was a retired medical doctor, so he was not able to provide. But my mom, she would walk at least 30 miles a day, kilometers, that is. And she would be holding at least 12 liters of tea to sell at a petrol station to make only $2. And with that, she put food on the table. She sent us to school. And she also did something that I later found out, managed to sneak some money into my father's wallet so that growing up, we didn't even know where money was coming from because when we asked for some bombo, what we call sweets, my dad would be able to give us that, pretty much anything that we needed. And that's why, when I was only 21 years old, I thought, well, I can do it too. I'm ready to start my own family. They had such a seamless, beautiful relationship. And so when my Prince Charming came along, swept me off my feet, after 2 weeks, got down on his knee in his sharp suit, oh, he looked so good, and said, will you be my wife? Of course, I said yes. I mean, my parents did an amazing job perfectly painting this picture of marriage. Thanks, Mom. How hard could it be? News alert. Very hard. Very. At only 23 years old, I was a pastor's wife, yes, a mother, and utterly lost. My fairy tale couch was no more. Poof, gone. Instead, I sat on a cold floor, clutching my baby, wondering how I would afford even diapers. I found myself on my godmother's couch. Reality kicking in. But this couch didn't only see my tears. It also ushered in one of my favorite phases in life, my bad girl era. On that couch, well, I did enjoy sipping on some cheap wine, dancing to Fela Kuti until 2 a.m. in the morning. Oh yes, I even considered getting a tattoo. Yes, a butterfly or even getting a motorcycle on my ankle, which to some people was a sign of rebellion or freedom. But to me, it was more than that. It was not just about rebellion, it was me screaming, I am still here. Rebellion for me became rebirth. On that couch, I managed to found my first company, an all-female PR firm, with the help of my friend, the late Ivy Njoki. I also managed to honor my father's dying wish and come back to Rwanda to be part of rebuilding this great nation. On that couch, I also did something I swore I would never, never do, which is host a TV show. I guess never say never should be one of my unofficial mottos. Should probably pin that somewhere. And everything seemed comfortable and okay. But then love came again. This time, not the man of God, not the nice suit, not the guy you take home that your parents will be like, yes. I decided to pivot, go the other extreme way. Yes, this time an atheist. This time a wild, untamed soul whose favorite place was to camp in the forest. Yes, but his smile, oh, his smile. He had me. But 4 years later, another child, another separation. And then COVID hit. Tears again into that beautiful couch. This one belonged to my best friend. On this couch, I had to look at myself in the mirror, face those parts of me I wasn't so proud of, and also learn one of the toughest lessons I have had to learn in my life. And that is that sometimes you can be the villain in your own story. On that couch, I became intentional. I went back to where it all began, to radio, to TV. I even launched my event hosting career. But this time, to have conversations that were meaningful, that were transformational. In the pandemic, conversations about mental health, campaigns reminding us to take care of ourselves. On that couch, I decided to give the women something I didn't have when I was navigating the first 2 couches. And that is a place to find similar voices, resources that we needed within our own African context. I founded Masozera Africa, a home for fearless conversations about holistic wellness, every aspect of a woman. It became the digital couch that brought us together, a place for us to cry, to celebrate each other, a place for us to share our stories, whether you're a minister or you're just a lady owning a shop down the street, to collectively heal and collectively thrive. I also opened up my home and welcomed women that were fleeing poverty, abuse. And I remember just last year when I ran into one of the women that showed up first at my home, and she was so broken when she showed up, a baby on her back, feeling very hopeless. But here she was, a couple of years later, thriving. We hugged, we cried. We talked about how far our lovely community has come. Because you see, Masozera Africa, for us, it's not just a safe haven for women. It's a reminder that our scars, they are sacred. Our mess is our magic. So today, my mental couch is where I sit. With all my shells, the girl, the rebel, the fool that fell in love and said, I will marry you even though I know you for only 2 weeks. And later fell in love with a hippie poet that gave my mom the chills. He gave me a beautiful boy, by the way. Uh, all of those facets. But something every couch has taught me: you do not heal by hiding. You heal by howling, by unraveling, by laughing, by showing up and letting your cracks shine light for others. And so I have a question for you today. What's your couch? What story is it holding hostage? You see, because transformation does not ask you, are you ready? It whispers, you're needed. Healing is not about perfection. It is tears down your cheeks, mismatched socks, saying, this couch, it's mine. It's mine. Thank you.